Good afternoon and welcome back. We are here again with you, hoping to have a full show going through. I have no idea what is going on here. I have no idea whether I'm being sabotaged or it's just only my ability to listen to the show is being blocked. I have no idea what is going on, but something is. So I'm asking for help. Let me know. Did anybody, if anybody was listening last Saturday, if anybody was listening to the show last Saturday, did anybody hear the last segment of the 2 hours? The 2 hours are made of a total of 4 segments. Well, on my side, the 4th segment went silent after the commercial, and there was absolutely nothing. Nothing. I didn't hear anything the whole time. And as soon as my show was over, the commercial came up with no problem. But not my last segment. So I would like to know, please send us a message. Let us know. Did anybody hear the 4th segment? And if they did, was it on Shoutcast or something else? Just please let me know. I need to know what is really going on, who is responsible for this, and what's being done, and to whom. Everybody, just me, what? Something.
I was too busy. I didn't even get a chance to tune in on the app, so I don't know.
Well, you were.
I wouldn't have heard it.
Well, and also you're a worker, so you cannot hear the whole thing.
Right.
Even if you heard the little segment, you have known, okay, everything is okay, it's on. And that's what I thought. The 3 segment went on with no problem. The 4th vanished when I was... I
don't know. Like I said, the recording that I got was intact. The recording was
recording,
fine.
How that happened, I don't know. But I'm telling you something. The 4th segment was not there when I was teasing the Catholic Church.
I don't know.
Maybe they are agents of the Catholic Church. But something happened, okay? And I want to know how many other people had the same problem, what happened, did anybody hear at all? I just need to know. Please, just send us a quick message. Okay, and you can put it on the chat board or something, or send us an email. Let us know, okay?
On the back of a $100 bill.
No. And the question remains, how do you transmit a dollar bill through the cyberspace? Not the bill, maybe through a credit card, but not the bill. That's not what I'm asking, okay? I just want to know. It's not expensive at all. It doesn't cost anything, just a little bit of time, and not that much of it either, to find out if anybody heard it. Okay. Now let's go and get it over with the station identification, and then we'll get to the meat of the matter here.
Yeah, let's get this over. Okay. You're listening to The Medical Conspiracy on OrionTalkRadio.com and Micro1650.com in Tonawanda, New York. You may be listening on Spreaker.com, TalkSuperstation.com, TalkStreamLive.com, or Shoutcast.com. You may be listening on the TuneIn app on your phone. But one place you will not hear us is iHeartRadio.
Yeah, because iHeart is no heart. Okay. And no freedom of speech. Although I am wondering about the freedom of speech even here. So I don't know. Okay? We'll find out. We'll see what happens. What comes next? The soap opera goes on about attacks on
Benghazi.
Yeah. What did that a worthless human being of Sanjay Woven said that I was a witch? What was I?
That I was a lot of different colorful terms.
But you know about what, hypnotizing people into believing that they were well?
Right. That you use a form of spiritual bondage on people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what it was, spiritual bondage. Okay, well, if I could do that, wouldn't I stop the enemy from talking? When I stop the various Pinocchio and the various Sanjay, I know it all, even though I have no education. I know it all about the medicine, yeah? Huh? That kind of person? I don't know. Wouldn't I put a stop to them? And they're still out there. There is a page that is separate from the page of Bill Anderson, and it is called Killing Cancer Softly or something, gently, whatever. And they have all these insults and attacks of my treatment, people that didn't understand a word of what I said. But anyway, yeah, did you see that one? They only have one to make it look like they are unbiased, but they only have one positive, and then everything else, it's just a ridiculous attack. So,
yeah.
And it's a separate page now. It's not a page in the Bill Anderson listing. It's something separate, like a separate website. Yeah, did you see that?
You're not talking about the page that starts with Bob's story and his...
Right, it's Bob, and then there is all these other people.
Then
and all that.
the comment section is the bulk of the page, though. All the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's still up there. Anyway, well, in case some people might not have seen it, so just to make sure that anybody that is considering anything, that they're considering, I cannot help them, so anymore. Yeah. Thanks to the various Jeremy Bain and the various really wicked witches out there. Anyway, but so let's go on.
Witchy poo.
Yeah. Well, Witchy Poo was relatively nice. Okay.
Compared to Michelle, yeah.
Well, I think that just about everybody's nice compared to her, and a clown of Pinocchio, and everybody else that had because they didn't know what they were talking about. Anyway, so let's go on with what's out there in the medical world. And I believe I talked last week about everybody getting so excited in the medical establishment about CVS dropping the sale of cigarettes. Okay? They were all excited. Oh, CVS is so great. They dropped the sale of cigarettes. I hope the others will follow and blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all, you cannot stop places from selling cigarettes, okay? As long as there are people that want to buy them. And the thing, it's a business. CVS is supposed to be a pharmacy, a small place like a Walgreens. They have other items, other knickknacks, but the space is limited. If they're making more money with medication, if they're making more money offering the infamous influenza shot and all of those threats to human health, that's a business decision. What they can sell that makes them the most money has got nothing to do with believing the garbage about cigarettes and with believing that it's a service to humanity not to sell cigarettes. Okay? I'm amazed they didn't do that for alcohol and make it illegal to sell alcohol. They just restricted in some states that you can only buy in liquor stores, but they are not. I'm amazed that they haven't stopped. And now the medical establishment cannot say, stop selling cigarettes. Don't sell and nobody should smoke. Because, that wouldn't be so good for them either. If nobody would smoke because they couldn't access cigarettes, although they could go back to the old days that were making their own, buying tobacco and roll up the cigarettes. They could go back to that if nobody sold it. So that's nonsense. But say that actually they were successful, people that wanted to smoke, like you, Randy, would have a real difficult time not be able to find cigarettes anywhere. Okay? I'm pretty sure you will roll them if you rather than do without them. But let's say they were successful.
Probably.
So how they are going to justify the fact that the cancer rate is not going down? If nobody could access cigarettes, I know that the cancer rate would not drop. Then how they're going to justify it? They are going to find another culprit, I guess, not the cigarettes. But going back to the attitude, oh, it's so wonderful that CVS is not selling cigarettes anymore. Well, that's a business decision. It's nothing to do with really worrying about cigarettes. Let's say Walgreens follow suit and other places do follow suit. Well, all is going to happen is that more places, the tobacco shop, are going to come back. So that's all is going to happen. It's not going to happen that people that smoke actually stop smoking. And why should they? If they want to smoke, why shouldn't they smoke? Okay? I hate smoking. I think it's a nasty, smelly, disgusting habit. And I always complain with Randy that smokes. But, okay, it is your life. If you're smoking in your own space, in your own time, away from me because the secondary smoke bothers me, well, then, that's your prerogative. And you say, oh, but you're hurting your health. Really? Are you hurting your health more than taking all those medication that the doctors prescribe you? Is it more dangerous than that? I don't think so. Okay. But there is also another major flaw in that trend of thinking, okay? People are now stopping to smoke and are still smoking, so cancer is running rampant. Okay, but how long have people smoked? Okay?
Oh, long time.
Long time. And guess what? Back then, the cancer rates were pretty low. But just about every man smoked. Even when I was growing up in Europe, every man smoked. It seemed like to be the symbol of being a man. You had to smoke. In the world I grew up, women could not smoke. That was not acceptable. But every man, it looked like it was weird if he wasn't smoking. I mean, the symbol of being a man was smoking. Okay? And some of the commercial here in the U.S. were indicating the same thing, like the Camel.
Right.
And all of those. All right. Well, you know what? Back then, the cancer rate was a lot lower than now. Now that a lot less people are smoking, the cancer rate is out of control. Okay? How do you justify that? How can you get the numbers to tell you that is the smoking? The smoking has decreased tremendously, but the cancer has increased tremendously. I'm not saying, mind you, that the cancer is being stopped by smoking. That's not what I am saying. Yes, some lung cancer might be caused by smoking. Depends on how a person smokes and everything. My father never inhaled anything. He just let it out through his nose, and that was it. He never let it go down. So it all depends. And my father smoked till the day he died. He broke his hip, and they weren't able to fix him. This got nothing to do with smoking. So how come when everybody was smoking, and smoking was almost mandatory for men, how come the cancer rate was so much lower, and now they're out of control? Don't tell me what.
Nothing. I was going to say they never should have allowed women to smoke. Okay,
So
that was my joke for the day.
Yeah. So that was supposedly. Well, you know what? Some idiots is actually claiming that smoking causes breast cancer. What? How? There is no logic to it. How the heck is going to cause breast cancer? But of course, no one is admitting that thyroid medication are causing breast cancer. Nobody is officially, a lot of people out there know it, but nobody's officially admitting it, even though the statistics are there. they're just ignoring them and pushing them to the side. So, okay. So that's their attack on smoking. And it should be made difficult. And it should increase the taxes on smoking so people won't smoke. Oh, gee, aren't they high enough as it is? So how about putting taxes on Crestor and starting medication? Okay? How about putting high taxes on those because they're really killing people? No, because the drug company have to make their billions. Billion and billion, not of stars, of moolah. Okay? That's what must happen. But why the cancer rate is running rampant, you cannot blame the real culprit. So you have to find the scapegoat. And one is smoking, and of course the other one is sugar. We'll get to that later. But let me continue on the smoking. Now, what has been going on is not enough. Okay? So what do? Now, they're also attacking the e-cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for that.
I mean, okay. The e-cigarettes does not pose any threat to the lungs. So what's the justification of attacking the e-cigarettes? Well, two major ones, because we don't know.
Control.
But yeah.
Controlling
obviously.
people's behavior. That's what it's about.
Well, see, what it is a lot of people are aggravated by what's around them and what life has become. Because I've heard a lot of people saying, this used to be a good country, a good place to live, and now is a mess for everybody. Just as bad as you. But anyway, and it has some kind of Bolshevik regime. But the people find relaxation and relief from smoking. You're really upset, you run for a cigarette. And for some reason that I'll never understand, but some people swear to it, that makes you feel better. Eat chocolate. That is antidepressant, so. But anyway, watch a funny movie. No, don't run for a cigarette. But whatever you do, it is your choice. And I don't believe anybody should stand there and tell you, no, you cannot do it. Okay? You might have to take care so you don't affect any other person. But the e-cigarettes does not affect anything. So what they do, like the attack on the compounding pharmacy, no, nobody's getting infected. Nobody's getting a problem. Nobody's getting an infection from the product of this compounding pharmacy. But it could happen. It could happen. Calling Judy Tenuta.
It can happen.
It could happen, so we are against it, and so with the e-cigarettes. There is no report of any problem. Is anything going on? No. But it could happen. And also, what's the other terrible fault of the e-cigarette? It doesn't encourage you to stop smoking. You still are smoking. So what? Are you against smoking?
No, you're not smoking. You're vaping.
Okay, but so you're against smoking because it makes people feel better, or really because what you claim that hurts people? If you claim that your reason for attacking the smoking is because it hurts people, then there is no reason to attack the e-cigarettes because they don't cause any damage. Well, we don't know yet. Don't get lost. How about those drugs that are approved for short-term trials? And I have some to discuss on that one today, too. There's so many things going on. There are some that are being approved on a fast track. You really don't know what the side effects are because the side effects are long-term. And you approve it. You don't know. You're still approving it. But the e-cigarette, no. The e-cigarettes is really dangerous because you are liable to feel better about things. We cannot allow that, right? Jeez. It's unbelievable. And also they say it's bad because it encourages teens to smoke e-cigarettes. So what? What is that? Oh, no, because then they get the habit. of e-cigarettes? Hey, be careful. You get the habit of using a skateboard. That's bad. You cannot allow that.
Bust
Same
your head
logic.
open.
Right, it could happen.
Mm-hmm. If I got on a skateboard, that is what would happen. I'd bust my head open.
Okay, but does that make the skateboard illegal? You can also hurt yourself by going ice skating. You fall a lot.
Right.
Is that becoming illegal?
Yeah, ice should be illegal, especially that weird stuff that won't burn.
Yeah.
I know you've seen some of those, haven't you? Some of those videos where people are trying to burn snowballs and it puts black soot on the snowball when they try to burn it, and so they say it's fake snow. But then people say that it smells like plastic too, though.
So is fake snow a chemtrail, right?
Right. And then I saw another video today where somebody's claiming that that the snow was full of snow fleas.
Okay.
Fleas. I can't imagine fleas that would, thrive in temperatures, conducive to
They're
snow.
frozen. They're frozen.
Most of the time, fleas come out when it warms up.
Right. Not when it's cold. All the bugs come out when it warms up, not when it's cold.
Maybe that's what a snow flea is. Maybe it's a special
one that survives, that survives. An electronic flea, right? That can survive because it
plays bass in the Chili Peppers.
Real alternative radio. We are OrionTalkRadio.com.
At Orion Talk Radio, we're constantly working hard on your behalf. But the fight for freedom could not be fought without you. So we want to hear what you have to say at 888-272-4434.
Wow, I have never heard talk radio like this before.
Y'all got a really good thing going, and we really appreciate it. We're from Alabama, and thank y'all so very, very much. Thank you.
Hi, guys. Good job and all. My name's Wayne from Alberta, Canada. Good work, guys.
I agree with your defense of the First Amendment, religion, speech, press, the right to assemble.
Hey, I think Orion Radio is spectacular and awesome.
Hey, I just wanted to call and tell you I'm a great supporter of your radio broadcast. Anyway, good to hear some refreshing information, very intelligent speech. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
At Orion Talk Radio, we're waiting for your call. 888-272-4434.
Okay, we are back from the first commercial break.
That we kind of missed. I was just talking on.
Yeah, well, we always do that, though, a little bit anyway, through the music that starts the opening of the break. So, I mean, that's nothing new. Okay, so now setting aside the mystery of the snow flea, maybe we can get more information later. I have no idea. But setting that aside, let's go back to the evil e-cigarette. Okay, the other major flaw of the e-cigarette is, beside the fact that the medical doesn't know what it does, like the medical knows anything, but... But the other terrible flaw is that does not make people stop smoking. And people should stop smoking. Why? Because it's a federal decree that people must. It's not royal because we're not royal. We don't have royalty. In Europe you always use royal decree. You can't do this, you can't do that. But anyway, this is federal decree that you cannot smoke. You must stop smoking. Did you hear that, Randy? You must stop smoking.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever.
So the e-cigarette does not help you and keeps people from using FDA-approved medication that help you stop smoking. Okay. So the flaw of the e-cigarette is that stop you from using drugs that are out there and medication that are out there approved by FDA that can make you stop smoking. And of course, the price ticket of those is pretty steep. So what it does come down to, FDA supporting big company with their expensive drugs, their expensive product to control people's lives and behavior. FDA and money, because FDA helps the big money maker, help him make more money. That's what the real opposition to the e-cigarette is. You must use Nicorette. You must use whatever else they have out there to stop smoking. Because you must stop smoking, and you must use expensive drugs for it. See, you cannot do it naturally, and you cannot do it with e-cigarettes. That's the final decision. Okay, and that is called freedom? You think about it. We are being controlled in every aspect of our existence, and we are not being told of what garbage they're feeding us.
Well, as long as I'm free, they can control me all they want. As long as I'm free, I don't care. I'm free. I'm American. Okay.
Is that an Arkansan hillbilly talking?
I don't know.
Okay. After this, and talking about freedom, this is scary, okay, what's going on. After this, I was going to talk about another research done in Canada, and it's about mammogram. But something else has come up. I thought I was going to discuss it. It was a minor article, and I thought I wasn't going to discuss it on the second segment. But something else has been added to it. Some other article that tells a very scary story. Okay? So I am going to talk about that first. And what is it about? Aha! Back to pot.
Uh-oh.
Okay. As you know, the medical establishment and the government, I guess the federal government, is pretty upset that some states, there are only two, unfortunately, so far, have legalized marijuana. Okay? And remember, last year, toward the end of last year, the raiding of all those dispensaries. And mind you, medical marijuana is legal in a lot more than those states. The two states I'm talking about is legalizing not only medical marijuana, but also marijuana for just personal use, recreational use, or whatever. Okay, but medical marijuana is approved in several states, in a good number of states. So, but this article say that the situation is really dangerous because, and see, that's how disgusting this is.
Because of the message that it sends.
Yeah, using children, okay? It says, the fact that...
What message did the Super Bowl send to our children? Think about that one.
Yeah, that you have to be an idiot to make money in life.
Right.
Hypnotized in front of the TV with the stupid game. Yeah. Okay. But this article states, and is dated February 11, so it just happened, okay? Decriminalization of pot or marijuana is linked to increase in child exposure to it. See, I find that disgusting. They're using children because you know how people get in uproar when something that can hurt children. So they are using that to attack the fact that marijuana was decriminalized, okay? And they're saying, oh, the exposure to marijuana might be accidentally ingestion when marijuana is put in food, but also it's through smoking. It's in lesser amount, but it's through smoking, and it's really and say, where is this happened? It's higher in the states that have decriminalized pot. Okay? It's happening more in those states that kids are exposed to it and have adverse effects. Okay? Well, now, the reality is that in places where pot is being decriminalized, then the doctors or the hospital can contact the Center for, the poison center in town, and so it's listed officially. In places where it's not legalized, they keep it hush. They help the child but keep it hush. They do not report it to the National Poison Control, whatever, system, organization, whatever it is. So already the statistics are biased. And they are used intentionally to scare people and make them think, oh, no, it should not be decriminalized. It should not. It should not become accessible. See, because that affects the children. Well, the same story of guns. Don't allow guns because the children can get hold of them. And if you're not storing them properly, and the same with pot, then children that get anywhere can get access to it, but you have to put it in safe places and you have to watch the children. That's all. Children can get anything. They can even get household cleaner or anything. Okay, then don't clean your house.
Or hard liquor in the cabinet even,
Right. Oh, and, but even there's something that you need, a household cleaner, then you obviously put them somewhere where the kids cannot get to it. Otherwise, it can harm it. So it can harm it, so you should say, no, you can't clean your house. It's not permitted because you cannot use the household cleaner. It's the same with this. The fault is that it was decriminalized. That's why all these incidents are occurring. Get real. How stupid do you think the public is? But then, and that's why I introduced this at this point instead of later, is, okay, these people are wasting people's time, making them scared for their children because the moment marijuana is decriminalized, then the kids are open to really being hurt. Okay, so they get high. It's not as bad as swallowing household cleaners. It's not as bad as swallowing a lot of aspirin. It's not as bad as swallowing alcohol. But anyway, there is another article, and I don't know, do you know the date that you introduced this, so you should talk about this case. You want to do that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is anybody else here?
I don't know. Is there anybody out there?
Well, out there, sure. I'm just saying here. Handling the show.
Well, I was looking for an article that I'd seen earlier this week and didn't bookmark or anything, so it's my own fault. But it was a local to Tulsa area. Might have been Oklahoma City. I'm not sure. I know it was in Oklahoma though. A story about a little girl with seizures that her parents were joining a movement, for pushing for medical marijuana in Oklahoma. But while I was back looking for it, I saw another story that I went ahead and sent you.
Yeah, it's a similar story.
About a similar situation. A little girl named Zoe, 3 years old, that apparently her seizures were so bad she had what they called Dravet syndrome, and that they tried all kinds of different things, and after a treatment called Charlotte's Web, and it was a certain type of THC oil. Well, no, this is supposedly low in THC. It has more of the CBD chemical in it, cannabidiol. Anyway, though, after being on this treatment, her seizures went from about 300 a week to 3 every couple of months, 3 every month or so. So,
and it is what? Pot.
Yeah, it's an extract of marijuana plant. It's just less THC and more CBD, and all pot has both of those in it, just in different, concentrations. But
yeah, and blah 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 and blah blah. I hate when they use all those acronym. Okay? And
Right.
BBB and But anyway, see, that is medical marijuana. But it's still extracted marijuana. So how could that be illegal? It shouldn't be. But what it does, it forces these people that want to help their kids to move to Colorado. Well, I guess they could move to Washington State. Is it Washington or Oregon? Which one is it? Washington, right? The Puget Sound, yes.
Right, but this particular article, the family was going to move right to Colorado.
Well, because from Oklahoma to Colorado is a lot easier than going to Oklahoma. Yeah. But
Up
still...
in the Panhandle, it's right across the border.
Yeah, but it's still uprooting people, okay, and putting them in a situation that they need to change a lot of things in their lives so they can help their child. That's disgusting. And in a free country, so-called free country, should not be allowed. The parents are not saying, I want to use, and even if they did, so what? But the parents are not saying, I want to use personally marijuana for entertainment. They're saying that this is needed and is an obvious proof that it helps the children. And what does the medical do? Turn the head in the other direction and say, oh no, medical marijuana causes more danger to the children. Yeah, we can see it in this case. I mean, how hypocritical and how ruthless. Oh, because we have drugs. Obviously, they were not working. And what about the side effects of drugs? They all have, not the natural extracts. They don't. But just like with red rice yeast, they say, oh, the active ingredient is toxic, so you have to remove it. Basically making red rice yeast worthless, useless. Well, good, because that way they can buy and use Crestor. And, we're talking billion a year, 5.2 billion in 2013 of Crestor revenue to the drug company. So how much can marijuana extract cost? Certainly not in this particular case. And what other medication were they giving her? What did they do to her? Obviously, they weren't helping because she had 300 seizures a week. Can't even think about that.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah. And then it goes down to almost nothing. I would have liked to see absolutely nothing. But maybe over time, I don't know. But I mean, and with that out there and people talking about it, they have the nerve to publish, and I said the date was February 11th, they had the nerve to publish this article that say should not decriminalize marijuana because it increases the child exposure to it. I mean, I don't know how people feel about this, but I find it disgraceful. It's just the same thing and I'll get to talk to you about back into the cancer system. It's the same situation. Something that works cannot be allowed, and the person that offers it is a criminal and is a fraud, even though it works. It's a fraud because the medical establishment said so and refuses to do the testing that will prove otherwise. So now, in other things like marijuana, the effect is immediate, so they can see it. It's hard to... They still find a way to attack it, but it's hard to fight because it happens immediately. She immediately went from... and it didn't take any time at all. She went from 300 seizures to a week to... Which will make what? A month. Multiply that by 4, makes 1,200 seizures a month. Hey, think about it. That's scary.
That's a lot. Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't see how she can survive because it takes a lot out of your system to have all those seizures. And then from there to 3. Yes, it would be nice if it was nothing, but 3 is nothing compared to 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
And they still find a way to attack it. So
it said 3 per month, actually. I looked it back up.
Right.
From
and
300
that's
a
what
week
I'm
to
saying.
3 per month.
Well, which means is that if it's $300 a week per month, it will be $1,200 a month. Right. And from $1,200 to down to $3, wouldn't you call it extreme success?
Oh, well, that's probably just beginner's luck.
It's probably delusional.
That was tainted results.
Yes, and guess what? You think it's funny? I have an article that I need to discuss, and that's what they say, tainted results. They're not saying when you do the drugs and say this drug is safe to use is tainted results. No, when you have positive results of something that is not damaging like a drug, those are tainted results. Like mine. The patients that said they were doing great, oh, they were lying. They were not real results. And that's what keeps going on. There is this article that talks about a trial done in Canada, okay, on mammogram, okay? And the results of this trial indicated that using mammogram have no effect on breast cancer death or breast cancer survival, which angle you want to look at it. No connection and no effect. Basically, they are actually worthless. Actually, they're not worthless because, the mammogram causes cancer, but they said it's just not, and they looked at women from age 40 to 59. You shouldn't start mammogram at age 40, but that's what they did, and they looked at if that causes the reduction in mortality from a breast cancer, and it does. Of course not, because the mortality is not from breast cancer, it's from breast cancer treatment. And with the mammogram, like they're saying here, in a lot of cases, people are subject to cancer treatment when they really didn't need it based on the flaw of the mammogram. Well, you know what the response of the medical establishment was to this article that is also dated February 11? You know what their response was? That trial were compromised from the start. Why? I don't know, but they say that they don't know, but they were compromised from the start, and the results are invalid. Okay? And because of this trial and the results of the trial, the results issued will not change practice. Will not change practice. That means the doctor are going to continue going on with the mammogram. And I told you last week there was that article about how much they save financially if they move to starting mammogram at age 50 instead of 40. And of course the medical establishment can have a field day. They haven't yet, but they can have a field day on that one because they say, okay, so you're reducing everything on cost. That was the wrong approach. But this is the right one. Yeah, we did testing, we did trial, we did verification, and there is no improvement on the mortality rate compared to people that have not had a mammogram. Well, those are flawed. And whatever came out of this article will not change the medical practice and how they deal with breast cancer and the mammogram. See? It will not change because we don't want to. That's basically it. That's what they told us. Well, how did you get all these results? Were you able to get so far with this? Well, you can't go any further than this anyway because we're not going to work with you. And then when we went on, Les Medink went on anyway and started treating patients and getting really results. Well, then you're a fraud. You should be, couldn't arrest me, couldn't find enough reason, but
30 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, you should be terminated, and we're going to steal your equipment so you cannot work anymore, and we're going to steal all your money so you're going to be destitute. And we're going to bring down all your advertising and keep up the assault of your advertising and the assault of you as a person, as a professional, and that way people won't come to you when you will starve. And that way you'll be out of the picture. Okay, we got a break coming up.